It's insane, but the way women want to be treated has nothing to do with what they tell you in conversation. They'll say they want a man who listens, who's emotionally available, who's sensitive to their needs, who asks permission, who communicates every feeling. And you believed them. You became that man, you listened carefully, you checked in constantly, you made yourself available at all hours, you softened every edge, you asked before you acted, and somewhere along the way, you noticed her energy shift. She stopped texting back as quickly, she stopped laughing at your jokes the same way, she started mentioning other guys casually in conversation, she became distant without explanation. And you're sitting there confused because you did everything she said she wanted. Here's what nobody tells you. Attraction doesn't respond to what women say they want. It responds to what their nervous system recognizes as strength. And strength isn't softness, it isn't accommodation, it isn't endless availability. Strength is the ability to remain unmoved when she tests you. And she will test you, constantly. Not because she's malicious, but because her biology is screening for something her words will never admit. Let me show you what this actually looks like in real situations, because theory means nothing without application. She texts you at 11 p.m. "Hey, you up?" You respond immediately, "Yeah, what's going on?" She leaves you on read. 3 days later, she texts again like nothing happened. Wide. Most men respond instantly again because they're afraid if they don't, she'll think they're not interested. But here's what she's actually doing. She's measuring whether your availability is unlimited, whether you'll always be there regardless of how she treats you, whether you have anything in your life more important than her attention. When you respond instantly every time, you're not showing interest, you're showing that you're waiting, that your life is on pause until she activates it. It's insane, but women are more attracted to the man who takes 4 hours to respond than the man who responds in 4 seconds. Not because they want to be ignored, but because delayed response signals that your life is in motion, that you have priorities, that her attention isn't the center of your existence. The man who responds instantly communicates that he's been staring at his phone hoping she'd text. The man who responds later communicates that he was busy living and happened to see her message when he checked his phone. Same action, completely different energy. Here's another one. You're out with her, walking through a crowded area, and she suddenly stops and says, "Where are we going? You didn't even ask me where I wanted to go." Most men panic. "Oh, sorry, where do you want to go? We can go anywhere you want." And just like that, you failed the test. It's insane. But when she questions your direction, she's not actually asking you to change course. She's asking if you're confident enough to hold your course. When you immediately fold and ask her where she wants to go, you're communicating that you weren't confident in your decision to begin with, that you're just moving randomly hoping she approves. The correct response is not aggression, it's calm certainty. "We're going here, you'll like it." No explanation, no defense, no asking permission, just direction. And what happens? She follows, not because she's submissive, but because direction feels safe. Indecision feels chaotic. A woman doesn't want to lead, she wants to feel that you know where you're going and she can relax into your certainty. The moment you ask her to decide everything, you're asking her to be the man, and she'll resent you for it, even if she does it. TC. Here's one that kills relationships slowly. She's having a bad day, venting about work, about her friends, about her family, and you jump in immediately trying to fix everything. Have you tried talking to your boss? Maybe you should just text your friend and clear it up. Why don't you set boundaries with your mum? You think you're being helpful. You think you're showing you care. You think you're being the supportive partner. But watch her face. She's not relieved. She's annoyed. It's insane, but most of the time when a woman vents, she doesn't want solutions. She wants to feel heard, and more importantly, she wants to see if you can hold space for her emotion without being consumed by it. When you rush to fix everything, you're communicating that her emotions make you uncomfortable, that you need her to stop feeling what she's feeling so you can feel okay again. That's weakness disguised as helpfulness. The strong response is to listen without absorbing, to acknowledge without fixing, to remain calm while she processes. That sounds frustrating, is more powerful than 10 solutions because it shows you're not rattled by her emotional state, that you can be present without needing to control the outcome. Women don't want you to manage their emotions. They want to feel that their emotions don't destabilize you. T. Here's where it gets darker. You're in a relationship, things are good, and she suddenly picks a fight out of nowhere over something small. You left a cup on the counter. You didn't text her during lunch. You looked at your phone while she was talking. Most men do one of two things. They either apologize excessively, trying to smooth it over, or they match her energy and escalate into a bigger fight. Both responses fail. It's insane, but when she picks a fight over nothing, she's not actually mad about the cup. She's testing whether you'll hold your frame under pressure. She wants to see if you'll crumble into apologizing for existing or if you'll remain calm and unbothered. The weak man starts explaining, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, I was just distracted, it won't happen again, are you okay?" He's negotiating his right to take up space. The strong man doesn't take the bait, "I hear you, I'll grab it in a second," and then continues what he was doing. No big reaction, no defense, no collapsing into guilt. Just calm acknowledgement and moving on. And watch what happens. The fight deflates. Because it was never about the cup. It was about whether you could be pressured into submission. When you remain unmoved, she feels safe. When you scramble to apologize, she loses respect. Let me show you one that plays out on social media constantly. She posts a photo, clearly designed to get attention, dressed a certain way, angled a certain way, captioned that's vague but suggestive. Other guys comment, fire emojis, compliments, thirsty responses, and you, as her man, you have two options in how you've been conditioned to respond. Option 1, you comment too, trying to mark territory. "That's my girl," with heart emojis, trying to show everyone she's yours. Option 2, you say nothing publicly, but text her privately. "Why are you posting photos like that? You know what kind of attention that gets." Both options are reactions rooted in insecurity, and she feels it. It's insane. But the correct response is to do nothing. No public comment, no private complaint, no reaction at all. Because here's what she's actually doing. She's testing whether you're secure enough in yourself that her need for external validation doesn't threaten you. When you react, you're communicating that you're afraid other men might take her, that you don't trust your own value, that her attention from others destabilizes you. When you don't react, you're communicating that you're not competing with random men on the internet, that your value isn't determined by her social media behavior, that you're unmoved by her bid for reassurance. And that non-reaction is more attractive than any public claim of ownership ever could be. Here's one that happens in the early stages. You've been seeing her for a few weeks, things are going well, and she suddenly cancels plans at the last minute. "Hey, sorry, I'm not feeling great tonight, rain check?" Most men respond immediately, "Oh no, are you okay? Do you need anything? We can reschedule, just let me know when you're free, no worries at all." And in that response, you just taught her that her time is more valuable than yours, that cancelling on you has no consequence, that you'll always be available whenever she decides to fit you in. It's insane, but the correct response is not anger, it's not guilt-tripping, it's calm indifference. No problem, and then you make other plans. You don't ask when she's free, you don't offer to reschedule, you don't check in later asking if she's feeling better. You just move on with your night as if nothing happened. And here's what happens next. She reaches out again, usually within 24 hours, testing to see if you're still available. And this is where most men fail again. They jump at the opportunity. Yeah, I'm free. When do you want to meet? Wrong. The correct response is, I've got plans this week, maybe next week. Not because you're playing games, but because you're communicating that your schedule doesn't revolve around her availability. That being cancelled on means she goes to the back of the line. That access to you is earned through respect, not demanded through convenience. Women respond to this because it signals that you have options, that you have a life, that she's not the center of your universe, and that's attractive. Here's one that destroys attraction in long-term relationships. You're living together or seeing each other regularly, and she starts letting herself go a bit, stops putting in effort, gains weight, dresses down around you, stops trying. And you, because you've been told that real love is unconditional, you say nothing. You think you're being supportive, non-judgmental, accepting. But here's what's actually happening. She's testing whether you have standards, whether you'll accept anything, whether you're staying with her because you love her or because you're afraid you can't do better. It's insane. But unconditional acceptance kills attraction. When you accept everything, you communicate that you have no options, that you're grateful for whatever she gives you, that you don't believe you deserve better. And that makes her wonder if she's settled. The strong man doesn't insult, doesn't criticize, doesn't make her feel bad, but he also doesn't pretend not to notice. He maintains his own standards, he stays in shape, he dresses well, he takes care of himself. And through his actions, he communicates that effort matters. He doesn't need to say, you should work out more. His lifestyle says it for him. And when she sees that you're maintaining your value while she's letting hers slip, one of two things happens. Either she rises to match your standard, or she reveals that she's not willing to. And both outcomes give you clarity. Let me give you one more that plays out in arguments. You disagree about something, could be anything. Where to eat, how to spend money, how to handle a situation, doesn't matter. She gets emotional, raises her voice, maybe even says something disrespectful. You never listen. You always do this. You're just like my ex. Most men either match her energy and yell back, or they collapse into apologizing and trying to calm her down. Both fail. It's insane, but the correct response is to become quieter, not louder. When she escalates, you de-escalate, not by apologizing, but by withdrawing your energy. I'm not going to have this conversation while you're being disrespectful. Let me know when you're ready to talk calmly. And then you physically remove yourself. You don't storm off dramatically. You don't slam doors. You just calmly exit the situation. And this does something powerful. It sets a boundary without aggression. It communicates that disrespect has a consequence, that you won't tolerate being spoken to that way, that your peace is more valuable than winning an argument. And when you do this consistently, something shifts. She learns that emotional manipulation doesn't work on you, that raising her voice doesn't get her what she wants, that if she wants your attention and engagement, she has to treat you with respect. This isn't control, this is self-respect, and self-respect is the foundation of every healthy dynamic. Now let me tie this all together because there's a pattern here that most men miss. Every single one of these situations is a test, not a conscious manipulative test, but an unconscious screening mechanism that women run constantly to determine whether you're the man you present yourself to be or whether you're performing masculinity without embodying it. And here's what all the correct responses have in common. They're all rooted in non-reactivity, in maintaining your center regardless of external pressure, in understanding that attraction isn't built through effort, it's built through presence. Presence means you're not thrown off by her moods, by her tests, by her emotional weather. It means you remain who you are, whether she's happy with you or upset with you. It means your value doesn't fluctuate based on her approval. And that stability is what creates attraction, Not flowers, not compliments, not constant reassurance. Stability. It's insane, but women are attracted to emotional stability more than anything else. And emotional stability isn't the absence of emotion, it's the ability to feel without being, ruled by feeling. Most men confuse emotional availability with emotional reactivity. They think being emotional means absorbing her emotions, matching her intensity, proving they care by becoming destabilized when she is. But that's not emotional availability, that's emotional codependency. Real emotional availability is being able to hold space for her emotions without needing to fix them, change them, or be consumed by them. It's the ability to say, I see you're upset, I'm here, without making her upset your emergency. Here's what this looks like practically. She's anxious about something, maybe work, maybe family, maybe something in the relationship. The weak response is to become anxious with her, to start problem solving frantically, to try to eliminate her discomfort as quickly as possible, because her discomfort makes you uncomfortable. The strong response is to acknowledge her anxiety without adopting it. I understand you're feeling anxious. What do you need from me right now? Simple, direct, present, but not absorbed. You're offering support without making her anxiety your identity. And that's what she actually needs, not someone who panics with her, but someone who remains calm while she processes. Let me address the biggest misconception that keeps men confused. They think treating women well means accommodating everything, saying yes to everything, being available for everything. But accommodation without boundaries isn't kindness. It's weakness disguised as virtue. Real kindness requires strength. It requires the ability to say no when something doesn't align with your values, to set limits when behavior crosses a line, to withdraw when respect is absent. It's insane. But the man who can say no calmly is more attractive than the man who says yes desperately. The yes that comes from fear of loss carries no weight. The yes that comes from genuine choice carries everything. This is why women test constantly. They're trying to find the limits, to see where you stop bending, to discover whether you have a core or whether you're just adapting to whatever shape she needs you to be. And when you have no limits, when you bend infinitely, you become shapeless. And shapeless men don't create attraction. They create comfort at best and resentment at worst. Here's the truth most men don't want to hear. Women don't want you to treat them like they're fragile. They want you to treat them like they're capable. When you rush to fix everything, when you shield them from every discomfort, when you take responsibility for their emotions, you're infantilizing them. You're communicating that you don't believe they can handle their own lives without you managing everything. And that's insulting, even if it's well-intentioned. The strong man trusts that she's capable of handling her own emotions, solving her own problems, making her own decisions. He offers support when asked, but he doesn't assume she needs saving. He treats her like an adult, not a child, and that respect is felt deeply. Let me give you the framework that makes all of this simple. Stop asking, how should I treat her? Start asking, how would I treat myself? Would you tolerate being disrespected? No, then don't tolerate it from her. Would you cancel on yourself without consequence? No, then don't accept it when she does. Would you allow yourself to neglect your health, your standards, your growth? No, then don't enable it in her. The way you treat women should be a reflection of how you treat yourself, with respect, with boundaries, with standards, with care, but never with sacrifice of your own dignity. It's insane, but the moment you start protecting your own peace above protecting her feelings, the dynamic shifts. Not because you're being selfish, but because you're finally being honest. You're finally communicating through behavior that you value yourself. And when you value yourself, others value you. Here's what happens when you start applying this. At first, it feels wrong. It feels cold, it feels like you're being mean. You're used to accommodating, to explaining, to softening, to making everything okay immediately. But then you notice something. Her respect increases, her interest increases, her effort increases. Not because you're manipulating her, but because you've stopped being manipulative through false niceness. You've stopped pretending that you have no needs, no standards, no limits. You've started being real, and real always wins over nice. Because nice is predictable, nice is safe, nice is boring. Real is dynamic, real is challenging, real is attractive. Let me be clear about what this isn't. This isn't about being cold, this isn't about being cruel. This isn't about playing games or withholding affection to manipulate. This is about having a relationship with yourself first and inviting her into that relationship second. It's about understanding that attraction is not built through self-abandonment. It's built through self-respect. It's about realizing that the more you prioritize your own internal stability, the more attractive you become. Because women are not looking for men who will disappear into them. They're looking for men who have something solid to offer. And you can't offer stability if you're not stable. You can't offer strength if you're not strong. You can't offer presence if you're constantly trying to become what she wants instead of being who you are. So here's the final truth. It's insane, but women don't want you to treat them the way they say. They want you to treat them the way that forces them to respect you. And respect comes from boundaries, from consistency, from calm strength, from the willingness to walk away when your dignity is compromised. It comes from understanding that your job is not to make her happy every second of every day. Your job is to remain yourself and let her decide if she wants to be part of that. It comes from realizing that attraction is not something you create by doing more. It's something that appears naturally when you stop abandoning yourself to gain approval. Stop trying to be the perfect boyfriend. Stop trying to be what you think she wants. Stop performing affection while neglecting self-respect. Start living in a way that makes you respect yourself. Start setting boundaries that protect your peace. Start choosing yourself without guilt. And watch how the dynamic changes. Watch how her energy shifts. Watch how attraction returns, not because you changed tactics, but because you finally became unmovable. The insane part isn't that this works. The insane part is that men are taught the opposite their entire lives. They're taught that love is sacrifice, that masculinity is softness, that attraction is built through accommodation. And then they're confused when everything they were taught leads to resentment, to dead bedrooms, to relationships that feel like obligations instead of desires. Stop listening to what women say. Start watching how they respond. Stop asking for permission. Start living with direction. Stop trying to be chosen. Start being worth choosing. And the moment you do, everything changes, not because women are different, but because you finally understand what's been true all along. Attraction is a reaction to strength, not a reward for niceness. And strength doesn't apologize for existing.